All right, I do get it. So, what was we looking at? Because anytime we break structure, guys, this is why the markets move like this. Okay. Whoops. This is why the markets move like this. Every time it breaks that structure, it makes a retracement. Breaks the structure, takes a breath. Breaks the structure, it's like you're a sprinter. You take that breath, you sprint, and then you relax a bit, then you sprint. This is how the markets move. All right. Now, more times out of 10, not in this beautiful, equal kind of range. Sometimes you see the market, because as it's doing this and making its way like this, what happens is liquidity builds up on the trend line. So sometimes you see this. Okay. Sometimes you see a bigger retracement. So if you zoomed out of this, you may see a bigger retracement of this market deciding, okay, now let's make a little retracement back in here. And then after it's taken its breath and it's got a massage and a pat on the back, it says, okay, now let's go again. And then what would happen then is you change this trend line here. Let me make it a different color. I know I'm drawing on top of myself and it's not that pretty, but I'm just trying to illustrate it to you. Okay. The markets move in waves. Oops. What's going on there? Markets move in waves. Okay. So after that wave breaks one of this structural level, for example, this white dot, I'm expecting to see it come back down here. And if it doesn't and it goes to space, well, yippee-ki-yay, because that position is now 1300. All right. But I'm expecting to see it come down, meaning that my 1300 could turn into 600-700 before it continues to push up. Now, what we understand is this: when we take trades, we understand how to take partial profits and then let the rest run. Yeah. So, for example, right now, I can go into that trade. Okay. I can enter that trade. Let me let someone in. I can enter that trade. I can take a partial profit like this. All right. Oops. Yeah. Which is half my profits, which means I'm closing out half of the trade. Meaning I've put that money in my pocket. I've left my stop loss, so this trade is completely risk-free, and then I can just go to sleep. Because I've made money now, which is about, so I've just half the position. It was about 1600 up. Maybe I made about $800, and now the trade's completely risk-free, and now I'm going to go to sleep. A reason why I do that, someone says, so why have you just halved your position and, potentially halved your profits? Because I don't have a crystal ball, and don't get it twisted. This market could do this and stop me out for nothing when I was up $1,600. So it's about gratitude. I'm happy that it gave me $1,600. So right now I bagged $900. Yeah. It's about 1,800, 16, between 16 and 18 and 1,800. Yeah. So that means I bagged $800 to $900 by closing off half my position. I've made it risk free, meaning that my stop loss is here. Yeah. Meaning that my stop loss is here, that red line there. And this is a completely risk-free trade at the moment. I mean, if it comes and stops me, I'll be like, okay, cool, but I bagged $900. Yeah, but if it now turns around and goes to the moon, I've still got about 20 lots in that position. Yeah. So this is how you take partials. This is how you grow your account, because it's nice to, you see, sometimes what happens when we trade is we think that we have clocked it. We think, okay, yep, this is what it's going to do. It's going to do this, and it's going to do that, it's going to do this. But the markets do what they want. Yeah, if there were traders out here that knew exactly what the markets would do, and they'd be a trillionaire in one day. Yeah, they'd turn $1 into a trillion in one day. They'd just max it out, knowing exactly what the market's going to do. It's going to turn here, it's going to turn here, it's going to turn here, it's going to turn here. And before you know it, their $1 account will be looking like, mad zeros in it. Nobody knows what the market's going to do. You have an edge, you have a strategy, you try and stick to it, and you can try and make a plan. That's what it is. You manage your risk so that if you lose, which you will lose, yeah, that it doesn't blow your account. Yeah. So don't get confused by these gurus out here that know everything about trading. I know this, I know that, my strategy knows this and knows that. Well, maybe, look, the strategy that I teach is I teach you guys how to trade. Yeah. I teach you the language. Yeah. Now, whether or not you're going to be a fluent poet, yeah, or you're going to be turned into a vocalist in that particular language because I've taught you how the language. It's out of my hands. Yeah? But I'm teaching you the language. So when you go to that country, a man say hello, you can say hello back. So you understand what's going on. Yeah? Have a look. That same position. See? We going. Now, part of you is like, oh, but I closed out half of my position. I did. But now that position is still back. It's back to nearly like $900 again, a grand again. Yeah? But because the point is that I understand the assignment. The assignment is I'm trying to take money at the markets. The assignment isn't that if I predict where this market's going to go over the next 3 hours, I'm going to, win the Nobel Prize. That's not what happens here. Yeah? What goes on here is about extracting money from the markets and put that money in your pocket, because the market wants to take that money back off you. And the market's given an opportunity, will take it all back. We say that one more time for the person in the back. The markets will take it all back off you if you allow it to. So therefore, this is an exercise of managing your risk and exercising your edge. And once you get to the point where you're doing that and you have an account with some money, you will reduce your risk to the point where you're happy. There will be a point where you're happy that you made a grand today, because you're working out that there's 5 days in the week, yeah, and there's 20 Monday to Fridays in a month, and you don't mind 20 grand a month. At that point in time, if you could achieve 20 grand a month from this account by just making $1,000 out of this a day, that would be your occupation. Then the rest of the day, you'd be going and doing whatever you want to do, your other business interests, walking through the park barefoot. Yeah, I don't know what you want to do. So this is the whole point of this. So understanding that you can be wrong and still be profitable in the markets. See, right now, my stop's all the way down here by this red line, but this market could come and say, no, Jay, you think we're going to push up here because somehow you believe that NAS might be at the bottom of this offer range over here, even though we was trading within this impulse first, this yellow one, and then this impulse first, this orange one. You think that there's a possibility that NAS could try and come back up to these levels. That's my possibility. That's in the back of my mind. That's my identifying, this imbalance over here that is wide open that we can see here on a 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour. Yeah, this big magnet on price that markets might decide, we want to run all the way back up into these levels, Jay, up into here. And I was able to be fortunate enough to be able to benefit from seeing a break in structure, manipulation, double. Okay, and now our GU's finally going and doing the same thing. Let's have a quick glimpse at GU. All right, look what I said over here. I said, looking like a bullish market today despite the overall bearish energy. This here is, oof. All right. Now, this is the level I said I wanted to see it take, to be fair. Yeah, because I said we was here. For full transparency, I'll stop myself out of this trade about here at a grand to 1100. All right, because I just wanted to get a first win of the day. And now this market's actually taken the liquidity that I was thinking to myself. Where is it? Where is that liquidity coming from? Liquidity first came from here is New York evening session range, which was taken. That's why it says liquidity taken. And here was the high that happened in kind of the lunchtime session, but still in New York. Between here and here is all New York. This little high over here has been liquidity now taken from that level, and the market's now at 50% or so. In fact, past 50% or so of the previous. This yellow session here is the previous London session. Now, if this wanted to be mad stubborn, this market could go and make a run for this London high. Could do. It's looking like it wants to do something. All right, it's up here, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. So I'm keeping an eye on it to see if we make a manipulation breaker structure M now after capturing this liquidity. So this here is also liquidity taken. Okay, so if right now, you see this little circle that I had patterned up from a little while, I wasn't going to let this in here fool me. Yeah, I wanted to see it take this liquidity here. I want to see if it makes a manipulation M with displacement. What do I mean by that? I mean that the market comes here. It makes a manipulation M, meaning the right shoulder is higher than the left shoulder, but I want to see the candle displace and break this middle point, the actual candle, with a nice long old candle like this with some imbalance. Yeah, meaning that the next candle is somewhere over here, and the previous candle was somewhere over here. If I see that, this displacement, this little area here in the middle, becomes a potential entry zone, okay, for the markets to come and tap back in. Yeah, becomes an entry zone for these markets to come back up in here. All right, let me get rid of them and making scribbles. Yeah, this area here will become an entry zone of where this market could come back into here, tap in, and then leave. Okay, that is what I'm looking for. If I don't see it, I'm not in the trade. If I don't see it, I'm not in the trade. What I would say is that my NAS is back up near a grand plus. That's cool. Remember, I've already taken a grand out of GU this morning. I've just taken 800 partials out of NAS. And I think NAS can go to the moon. I don't know whether GU is going to follow it. So I'm waiting here to see if GU wants to make a retracement, at least back down into some of this imbalance that was created. Remember, this is the original trade. It was something like, actually I think I accidentally moved this, to be fair. I accidentally moved this, but it was like from here. All right, we can see this little manipulation W down here. We can see the markets tapping in. So if you want to see how I got into that trade this morning, it was like this, and it wasn't gorgeous. This manipulation W here wasn't gorgeous. All right, let me see what time frame it was on. It was on a 2-minute time frame for me, and it was on a 1 minute, but it's ugly on a 1 minute. So I look for the gorgeous version. Can you see it? Can you see it? Somebody tell me if they can see it. If you can see it, draw it on my screen. If you can see the manipulation W that allowed me to get into this trade for nearly a 1 to 10 trade, which I took over $1,000 out, and now I'm watching it. Draw it on my screen and see if you can see it, because there's a few different ones there. I want to see which one, if you've seen it. If you can see the playbook, that once, if you knew that one playbook, go to the annotate tool, which looks like a little pencil. It's not the one. See, that's why I wanted you to see. It's not the one. Can somebody see the one that I'm talking about? Yes, the one.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the one.
That's it. Tap back in.
Exactly, it tapped back in. Let me tell you why that's the one, Darren. It's not a problem that you made a mistake. It's good that you can make the mistake out loud so that you can see what it is. Look, I'm waiting this morning for London Open. In fact, I actually managed to go to the gym this morning when they were, tried to get there for like 5:30, all right? I'm going to have to get to the gym at 5:30, and that's how I'm back at 6:30 to get into these trades, yeah? But this is London Open, this yellow box. When London Open is when man have got into the hot seat now. Man ain't in the hot seat, man are ready to put in work. Yeah? So them guys who get into the hot seat are ready to put in work. They're looking left and they're looking for where is that manipulation W. Now the issue is here is this. It hasn't grabbed liquidity. This isn't a grab liquidity and run in the opposite direction play. Yeah? It isn't, because the market already, look, here was the Asian session kill zone kind of high. The market already dribbled past it. Dribbled past it, dribbled past it, dribbled past it. So when I'm looking, the first manipulation W I can see is this bad boy right here. Hello, bad boy. Yeah? Pow, 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 pow. When I see that market tap back in here, I'm in. Not ramping. I'm in a ramp, I'm in a skin, I'm in a play. Yeah? I'm in. Yeah? I'm in here. My stop is below this low. And I'm here to get the monies. Yeah? Within less than 1 minute or 2 minutes, this market has reacted and come and close outside of here. Yeah? And we're away. Yeah? The rest is his story. Yeah? Into space. All right? Now, like I said, for full transparency, I wasn't in there for the whole 1 to 12. I actually, after taking the first bit of liquidity about here, probably put my stop about here and got stopped up. But that was for about $1,100-$1,200. If I was still in it up here, looks like about $18, $19, maybe $1,800. All right. Now, right now, I'm watching it to see, after taking this liquidity by this push up in here, if we're getting what we look for. And what we look for is a manipulation M, but not only in manipulation M. I also sometimes you have to You have to use your own judgment to see whether you think that's you done. And sometimes you will miss it kicking back. You will miss it because sometimes it won't make that manipulation there. Yeah, it will just do a madness. At the moment we're pushing down here, but I don't want to jump in too quick because remember, we haven't broken no structure. There's no confirmation this market wants to come down here. So I don't want to be too hasty. All right. I'm going to pop a little alert in here. I don't care even where I see my manipulation. Sometimes it's not at the top. Sometimes it might come down here and muck around. But as soon as I see that manipulation, ME reverse over here, that's my green flag. That's my like, okay, you ready, yeah? All right. All right, let's go. All right. All right, let's go. Let's have a quick look at NAS. I'm going to flick back, but let's have a quick look at NAS. Let's have a quick look at NAS. Like I said to you, NAS, I want NAS to go to space. All right, it is making, have a look, I can put some dots on a smaller time frame. We've made a higher low, higher low, higher. Let's see what it does. You know, when I'll start getting concerned, remember I've got a position in here from down here that I've taken partials from already. That's risk free. My stop is about this red line approximately. Now if this market starts breaking structure here, maybe it's going to want to make a little retracement. Maybe I could choose to just take my local profits off that red leftover position. I don't have to make it come and stop me out. If I see indicate, correct and continue below this structure here, then maybe I can say, you know what, cool. I'll just take, if by the time it gets down here, I'm only going to be probably like $500 up. Maybe I'll take that $500. Or maybe I'll stay in it because ultimately my stop's down here. Maybe that market wants to come and just close this little imbalance that we can see in here on the 1 minute time frame. Gonna tap in there, not stop me out and go back to the moon. I want to be in here for the buy. I think that, you know, there's reasons that this market might want to come up here. Let's look at reasons why the market might want to push down. If I go to my 2 hour time frame, only reason I did that is because, oh, in fact, this indicator, I've only got it for 3 sessions. Let me put it for 30 sessions, just to show me where the other session highs and lows were. All right, so we can see some other reasons why the market might want to come down. Okay, have a look. Liquidity here, previous Asian session. All right, and don't get twisted, it could come down because it hasn't broken big boy structure. All right, and we can see over here, New York session low. It could decide that this orange range that I drew, they want to keep trading within that orange range. Come and push down here, taking all this liquidity. Could do. That's why, as a day trader, somebody who's not trying to get the Nobel Prize for predicting what the market's going to do over the next 6 months, I will read and react. Now, what I would say is on a 5 minute time frame, it's not telling me that. 5 minute time frame is not telling me that it wants to come down and go brrr. On a 5 minute time frame, it's breaking structure, indicating by breaking structure. Right now, all of this energy coming down here is expected because after we make an indication, what am I expecting next? After an indication, what am I expecting next?
Correction.
There you go. So therefore, when I see the markets coming back against me, I don't have to panic because I understand after an indication, the market breaking a structure. So therefore, I've made this structure. Why? Because it's the last high before this lowest point. You guys know this. I drilled this into you guys for a good couple months. It's the last high. That's why the white line, even though it's not gorgeous, I'm going to try and clean up my charts because there's a lot of things happening on my charts. Even though these lines are not gorgeous, because this white line here, I make it a little bit thicker. It's drawn like that because I've touched the last highs before this lowest point, this wick here. That's why it's drawn like that and not touching this high over here. Because this high over here is not the the last high before the lowest point. This is the last high, and this little energy here is last high before the lowest point. So all this here, boom, this candle closing up here, this is indication, this is broken structure. Yeah, anything that comes back in here, even this little retracement, that is a retracement. That is a correction. Now I'll be waiting here thinking to myself, are we going to make a correction above this little green wick over here? If we do, I might scale in. I just might take another position. All right, because the market is showing me that, listen, Jay, we're ready to get busy. We're not interested in going backwards. We're breaking structure bullishly. The only thing what happens is when you scale into a position, which I don't really want to do, is I'm up. It's going backwards a little bit from this wick. So it's like 950 over here. Now if I scale in and this market starts going backwards, the negative position is going to take away from my 950. And I am a little bit concerned by this imbalance over here. So I'm going to wait till this candle closes above this wick, and I'm going to use time confluence. So I want to see it closing, obviously, on the minute, but I would also like to see it close on a significant time frame. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that how many numbers go into 31? You see it? Only 1 minute time frame I could really be too happy about a closure on a 1 minute here, 8:31. I'm like, yeah. I'd also like to see potentially 8:32 closure is a bit better, because now 1 minute and 2 minute divide into 32 minutes. A 5 minute closure would be better, because 1 minute, 2 minute, and 5 minute time frames are going to divide into that 35 minutes. So it's a more of a so when I go to my 5 minute time frame, I see a lovely 5 minute closure above this wick. Yeah, that would be better for me, because I want to get into the trade, but I don't want to get in and it's just a 1 minute closure. But then when it comes to a 5 minute, the 5 minute decided it wanted to come down here. Because now that means I have one lovely positive position that is just putting money in my pocket, and then one negative position because of greed, or because I wanted to, get even bigger. Let's just call it greed. That is now going to be taken away from my profitable position, because I have a profit position from down here that I told you about, that I've already taken 50% partials out of that position. The only issue I'm having is I'm a bit concerned about this imbalance here. You don't know what the imbalance is? It's here. I'm a little bit concerned about this imbalance. This market could decide it wants to come back in here and then go. I hope not. I'm hoping it doesn't break this level of a little bit of structure here, this little white dot that I put here, this little white scribble line there. I'm hoping it doesn't break that. But if it does, it might be going for that imbalance. Now, look, when it comes to imbalance, the markets don't have to go and get it. Well, they don't have to go and get it when you want it to go and get it, or when you're looking at it. It can come up for this imbalance another time. It could not care about this imbalance and say, you know what, keep the money, bro. I'll get it when I get it. I'll get it when I see you. Whether that's going to be in a month, 6 months, it could do that. But it's still a concern. It's still like money owed. It's still like, rah, bro, I kind of owe Jivan some money still. Is he in the rave? I'm looking over my shoulder. Is he here? Is he here? Is Jivan here? Because I owe him money. Still that concern's there. Maybe Jivan just goes and raves, has a good time, and doesn't bother coming and tap him on the shoulder again. Yo, how you buying bottles of drink, bro, when you owe me money? Yeah, maybe that happens. Maybe it doesn't. That's what it is with imbalance. It's a magnet to money. Every time Jivan keeps looking over at my corner, I'm busting drink. There's a magnet pulling him over there to want to walk over there and just squeeze my hand and say, "Where's my money?" He doesn't have to. Yeah, he might be having a nice time. He doesn't want no drama. You know what I mean? And he's just like, you know what? Cool. I'll see my man when I see my man. All right? That's my analogy. Yeah,
Makes complete sense.
You get it? That's my analogy. That's why I'm concerned about it. Until I see Jivan really get waved and he's having such a great time by breaking and closing above here on the 5 minute time frame. I know that after he's a bit drunk now and he's having a whale of a time and there's pure gal whining on him, he's not going to come and bother me right now for me to get into a madness with him over that money. Not now. He's having too much good. There's too much good vibes in the rave. But if that rave is dead and everybody's screwing face and all the Jivan's boys are fussing and walking backwards and forwards with their hands in their pants, and I'm thinking to myself, right, why am I in this rave? There's a very high possibility he just goes, you know what? Let me go get my money.
It's not sounding good.
Yeah, it's not sounding good. You know what I'm saying? It's not looking good. Yeah, it's not looking good, bruv. That he might, at that point in time, I need to really try and leave that rave before, if I see that rave's not raving the way it's supposed to, because I've got enemies or I've got problems in the rave. This is what this imbalance is doing for me. See it right now? See all this rate right now why I didn't scale in? Because for all I know, the rave's not raving. And Jivan's like, bro, I can see that guy in the corner, bro, and he owes me money. Ski owes me money, bro, and he's busting drink. He's coming there looking shiny, and he owes me money. So now Jivan's slyly, at the moment, making his way across the dance floor, barging man out of the way, yeah, pushing gal in the back, like making his way towards me, and I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, so I'm coming here for this money. I don't even have this money on me now. Yeah, I ain't even busting the drinks. My brethren's buying the drinks. I'm just pretending with the bottle in my hand.
Not looking good, bruv.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll put an alert over here to see whether or not, Jivan decides to allow me crossing up. But I am in this rave at the moment with a position, hoping that this market goes to space. And have a look at some of our other pairs. GU did a madness, pushed up in here, boom, boom, boom. All right, we was waiting for a manipulation breaker structure Didn't get in the 1 minute, didn't get in the 2 minute, didn't get in the 3 minute, right? Didn't get it on any place, all right? But let's look at EU. See whether EU is giving us anything. EU is not giving anything. I thought that EU is going to continue pushing up to chase these highs, which it still may do. This just may be it tapping in. So let's go and look on a smaller time frame to see what it might be tapping into. On a 5-minute time frame, can't see nothing too clearly. On a 3-minute time frame, we can see a breaker structure W, but not a manipulation W. On a 2-minute, we can see a breaker structure W, but not a manipulation W. On a 1-minute time frame, it's a little bit more sticky, a bit difficult to see. However, just because that manipulation W ain't there doesn't mean that it ain't coming and trying to tap in to these areas where we can see imbalance. Have a look. I'm on a 6-minute, 8-minute, 10-minute. You know, we can see lots of imbalance all the way here that this market might want to tap into. Okay. And then leave again. It may want to. I don't know. I don't know for certain. I'm definitely not just going to hit the button like I'm playing Atari. Yeah, I'm going to be looking to see what this market is doing and why. All right, so let's have a look and see. This market was down here. Making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. It broke down here. Boom. Took out all the liquidity from below some of these levels by this push down. Because there was liquidity that builds up against the trend line. Understand that this is a game of lashing your money and putting it in my pocket. So let me see, man, I'm going, look at this trend line, bro. I'm buying from here, I'm buying from here, I'm buying. This guy here says, bro, this is so strong. He drops a whole bag here. He drops a whole bag saying, yeah, this is going to the moon. And the market says, no. Takes all of their money. Nam, nam, nam. Nam, nam, nam. And then goes in the direction that it was going to anyway. I mean, how annoying is that? You gonna go in here, put your stop loss below these lows. Put your stop loss below these lows. You called your mate after you got in the trade. You actually called your brethren late. Say, yo, bro, this thing's going to space. Get in. He gets in here on the trend line, puts his life savings on it, and then the market goes, no, nam, 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 stops you all out. You're all pissed, and then goes in the direction you thought it was gonna go. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is the game. The game is understanding that you have to know how to get in, where to get in, what you're looking for, yeah, and what are potential places of entry. All right, so have a look here. Now this market's come all the way down here into this area of imbalance. Okay, so this market pushed down here on a 1-minute time frame, and structurally you can't see too much from a structure perspective. You cannot. There was a manipulation W that I can see. I thought I could see in here, but it's not really the Chrysis. This one's not necessarily what we look for. Let me look at the wicks. It's not necessarily what we look for. Not necessarily what we look for, but either way, you can't deny the market came down here and then boom, pushed up from that level. Yeah, like I said to you, I'm looking on it. I'm looking to see if I can see something perfect. But all of this area, all of these green candles here, is a potential entry area to get back into this. Right? Nas is still going to the moon. 4 figures again in Nas. Have a look. Let's go. Now there's a potential entry. What did I say? That rave started raving. All of a sudden they played G-Van's favorite tune. Yeah? And he's like, you know what? True, they're playing Vibes Cartel and the vibes are nice. I'm going to leave him. I'm going to leave Jay. I'm gonna collect that later because I know where he lives. I'm gonna just knock on his door. But right now, the rave is doing so good, and Truman paid £40 to get in and put on his hard shoes. He's thinking to himself, you know what? Not today. Yeah, not today. At the moment, that's what he's looking at, but we still ain't got a closure yet. Remember what I said at the time frame? We did get a lovely 5 minutes. So there's a 5-minute closure here, but it just didn't close above this wick. Have a look at the 5-minute closure. 5-minute closure was here, you know. It just wasn't above, if I move this out of the way, just wasn't above this little wick over here, which is annoying for me. I'd like to see it above that wick, showing me that it's closed above this area here. At the moment, it still hasn't done that. So maybe the 5-minute closure might be out of the question. Maybe like me getting that real confirmation that G-Van doesn't want to bust my head. Maybe he's not there. Yeah. So maybe I got to look on another time frame, so on a 2-minute time frame, which we're not quite there yet. It's 8:41. Are we going to get a closure above here? On a 1-minute time frame, are we going to get a closure above here? 3-minute time frame's got 37 seconds. Are we going to get a closure above here? I'd like to see it close, indication, correction, continuation, closure above this level before I put myself in a situation whereby this a scaled in position starts taking money away from my $1,044 that I'm up after already taking $900 out of it. You know what I mean? I don't want to just start ruining my profits, because like I said to you one more time, the aim of the game is to take money out of the markets. Yeah, it's not about I know everything. As soon as I get a closure above here also, I'm going to go and lock in the grand. I like to bag a grand. Yeah, you do whatever you want to do, mate. Yeah, I like to bag a grand first thing in the morning at 8:42. Yeah. So even though this market, like I said, that first GU position actually kept going further up. I think this will go further up. I do. All right. If this closes above here, in my opinion, this is going for this liquidity, at least. And I could just, I could just bite the bullet and just be like, cool, let me just leave my stop there. I could do. Looks like he's ready. Looks like G-Van's having the time of his life. He's even seen a gal in there. So he's fully locked into this to whatever gal he's dancing with. Yeah. And now he's not interested in me. At the moment, he's not interested in me. I was down here, this imbalance. He's not interested in me, geez. He's having a whale of the time. 3 seconds for a 1 minute closure. 3 seconds for again, I don't like this. I don't like the fact that we didn't really close above these wicks. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that we're not having a nice clean closure. It means that G-Van's still looking over his shoulder. He's whining. He's giving a 1-2 whine there. He's looking over his shoulder at me. Yeah, pause. You get what I'm saying? He's giving a 1-2 whine, but he's still thinking about.
He dropped the glass. He's giving man the side eye right now.
So, you know them words. Just every so often, he just keeps scanning my corner of the room. So at the moment, because we're not getting that closure that I want to see above. Before it was above this wick, but these wicks push the boundaries. Now it's above this wick that I want to see a nice clean closure. I know what someone's saying. Someone's saying, yeah, Jay, that did close above the wick. It did, but it's so close. I want it to be clean and clear, because remember, Owanda, which is where I'm getting these candles from, they're just a broker. They're one of hundreds of brokers. And all of these brokers display the candles and get their prices ever so slightly different. So I cannot put my life savings, I cannot put my life on it that these candles are accurate. They're generally accurate, but I'm telling you, Owanda's candles, you see like here there's a little gap in here, and here there's 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. I might go to FXM and there's only 2 candles here, or 3 candles green and 1 red, and this gap doesn't exist. Generally doing the same stuff, but not pinpoint. And that's just the up and down of it. Sad but true. Okay, futures, you probably don't have that issue. Look at Jiva now. I don't know, his wine's dead. She's not really fully feeling him. And now he's looking back at my corner of the room again, saying, rah, bro. Rah. This guy's still there in the corner busting drink. You get me? Furthermore, you know what's even worse? If this candle comes down here, you know what's even worse? The gal he was dancing with has come over and she's chatting to me now. He's really not happy. He's definitely not happy now.
You see that gap? Is that just because of Owanda's candles, or is that actually a gap?
It may be like I said to you. This is you got to give an area of deviance. You know what I'm saying? It may be, yeah. Now, so what it is you can't just use that gap alone. I like the fact there's a manipulation W here, yeah, on a 1 minute time, because every time I see a manipulation W, to me it's like a green flag that it wants to go bullishly. A manipulation M will be green flag that wants to go bearishly. So therefore, it's not just that gap that is of interest to me. I'm also interested, even though this is not in the right location, guys. Remember, the manipulation M's and W's is about location. But I'm already in this for the buy based upon a manipulation W. So this is just like another wave. This W is like another wave in the direction that it wants to go, in my opinion. That imbalance, that little gap that you can see here, I wouldn't be just only saying that gap because of the problems with Owanda. But I would be saying to myself, if I do see it coming down here and there's a manipulation W and I thought, I'd say, well, and there's this little point of interest. I don't know whether or not this is the done deal, but it's definitely a little point of interest in here that Owanda decided to make a little gap right where my manipulation W is, right where I'm thinking to myself, this market can keep going up, based upon I'm waiting for it to close above here. So all of this dilly-dally in here, even if it comes all the way down here, I'm thinking to myself, here's this first little area of interest, but here's this second little area of interest because of Owanda's little gap. And maybe other gaps. Maybe there's a gap on other markets too. Let's have a look. Let me just stop rambling about it. Let's have a look. Let's go to another market for NAS. Let me open it in a different pair. Open it on this Euro USD pair. Let's go NAS, but with a different broker. So NAS 100. Let's go and look at with FXCM. And let's go to the same time frame. This one was on the 1 minute time frame. Let's go on FXCM, 1 minute time frame. And let's have a look. Can we see a gap? Nope. Can't see that little gap that I identified. I can see the manipulation. Yeah, I'm saying it's generally the same because I can definitely see this manipulation W here, and I can see this little imbalance in here. But in Awanda, for whatever reason, over here somewhere, there's a little jump. Not there. Yeah. There's a little hop in there, little area in here. Even though the market did wick down, but it's not the same, basically. Yeah. Let's see if we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, same 4 candles. But let's have a look. We've got another 3 minutes for it to be a 10-minute, 5-minute close, 2-minute close, and 1-minute close above this level. Maybe that will give me enough confidence to get in and scale in, for another position. And if I did scale into another position, the cleverest place to put my stop would be here. Can't lie to you. The aggressive, gung-ho, gunslinger place to put my stop would be below whatever low is going to be appearing. Yeah, gunslinger position, I have a high probability of the market stopping me out. And safer position is obviously less risk and less reward. Okay. But how I'm looking at it right now is I just wanted to close above there because I'm going to go and bag my grand. Because I'm currently 1100, dancing up to 1200, dancing back down to 1105, up again. And I just want to bag that. I'll tell you what, the way the thing's ramping, I'm just going to secure it right now. Why am I securing it? Because this is a game. And if I can take a grand every time I take a trade, I can get to whatever destination I need to go. Whereas if I'm here playing silly buggers, and you see the way the market's kind of dancing around, consolidating a bit, look at it on a smaller time frame, seconds. On a seconds time frame, this market is going sideways. And remember, Jivan could come back at any moment and say, listen, bruv, put his hand on my shoulder and try and take the money off me that he believes that I owe him all the way down here. I don't want to see my £1,200 profit go all the way back down here to $200. Am I idiot? Why? Why should I? I mean, I could let it come all the way down here and get in again. So I take the grand, get in again here, and when it get back up here, we'll be back up at a grand. So I've taken £2 instead of sitting here and watching my one position go down to 200 to wait for the whole day for it to get back up to here. I'm not dumb. Like I said to you, for me, this is a game. It's a game of let me try and put as much money as possible in my pocket. Yeah. So right now we're waiting, we're watching, we're seeing. We've got a little wick down there. And I've moved my stop now for a grand. It looks like it wants to stop me out for my grand right now. And if it does, I have no issues. I don't even care about this imbalance over here. I could really place my stop below the W, which would probably make more sense. Maybe I'll move my stop. Maybe baby. All right, we'll see. Right now, look, we could come and tap into here, have a reaction, and start closing above here. The market doesn't have to come back for this little money. This is little money. This isn't even big money that I owe Jivan. This is like I owe Jivan 4 bills. But it's just the principle. Jivan's annoyed at it. It's the principle. He wants it back. I'm in the club busting drink, and I owe him 4 bills. If anybody's ever owed you money and you see them going on holiday and living their best life, it don't feel good. It stings. You're like, right, this guy owes me money. But man just put up on his status that he's where? He's drinking what?
He's drinking what? The Don Julio, yeah? What, you want me to change, yeah?
What's that? New trainers? You're thinking to yourself, what's going on? Yeah?
Word.
So that is the concern we have when we see imbalance. Is that concern that market's going to come back and tap in. All right? Come back and tap in. I don't know, the girls, there's another girl now. The wave's even heating up. Playing, Jivan's getting more waved. He doesn't know what to do. It's in 2 minds. I'm going to put an alert over here and we're going to leave this one. All right? Let's go and look at another market. Now I heard my gold ring, and I didn't want to get distracted, but my gold rang for a good reason. And more than likely, there was a lovely position that we could have taken in our gold. So let's go and have a look at gold and see what we may or may not have already missed out on. So gold rang up here for me when it came and took the liquidity over here. And at that point over there, I was looking for a manipulation M, breaker structure. Oh, can anybody see it? Can anybody see it, and can they see the entry? Can anybody see the manipulation M after taking liquidity? Look, the liquidity was taken by these wicks here. Yeah? Can you see the manipulation M? And if you can, draw it on my screen.
I beg you zoom in a little bit.
Beg you.
Just on that little area.
Yeah, man got cataract. No problem, we'll do that. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was waiting for this liquidity here, this red line to be taken. That is now been taken. Look, see this wick?
Yeah.
Took the liquidity. Can you see the manipulation M that would have given us an entry that now would be in the blue in profits? Because I can.
I can see
Unless
it, but
it's
I
on the
don't
right.
think I see the tapping.
All right, so here it is. If you can't see it, here it is. It is not the most beautiful gal in the rave. Yeah? My terminology for any of the ladies. Maybe let's whip it for the ladies. He's not the most handsome man in the rave. But he's there. And therefore the tap-in is...
Okay. Right there.
Yeah?
Yep.
Therefore, after the liquidity was taken, if our stop was above the highs, and not to say that we're not caking it yet, but we would be in the blue. Can you see it? I'm waiting for the liquidity to be taken. When the liquidity has been taken, I'm seeing where is this market what it wants to do. Here, as ugly as it is, that if I squeeze it up, it might look better. There's more of a manipulation M. But you have your eyes got to be able to pick up on it. Now, I don't know whether this is going to go to hell and come and take these lows here. Or, in fact, if it does, it's melting straight. In fact, I want to get into this trade. I'm pissed I'm not in it. Because I think that if this comes down here, it's melting straight through these lows. Why? Because I kind of think they've already been mushed up a little bit. Mushy by all of this. So I think you're going to we'll go through those lows. And definitely through this level here, where the market came and just, let me see, make sure I've drawn it correctly. No, this is FREF. No, this is just a low from below here. So we'll go through these levels. I think we're going to go, we'll be reaching for down here, personally. So I'm annoyed that I haven't got in up here in this trade. Because I heard the alert ring, I'm not going to lie to you, but I was just focused on even the education there. So I actually think to myself that maybe this market's going to run through here. Now, there is an issue. We're looking here. There is a bit of a W here. Well, I think it's a red herring. I think we're going to straight through here. Maybe we'll do some stuff down here. Then we're going to go straight through here and then come down to here. So that would have been a nice gold trade into these levels here. But it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. Guys, any questions? We'll finish up a little bit early. I'm hanging. I'm going to play some more God for you. Give you some energy. Actually, he's finishing now, so yeah. Yeah, no. I'll play some more God, then we put on something educational in the channel. Guys, I'm just ironing some things out on our platform. I'll tell you, we are going to have a launch, which will promote and we'll get everyone down. Probably going to do it in Canary Wharf, maybe. And, you know, bring some food, some drink, and we'll launch the platform, get you guys all registered and testing. In fact, I'll get you guys testing beforehand, but there's some obvious snagging things that we're dealing with the platform. But trust me, Daddy. So for example, Darren was doing some testing for me because he's a tech head. But I've amended that issue that we had in regards to the registration element. Darren notified me of something in the registration, and I was like, yeah, I hear ya. And we sorted that out. So there's, you know, like,
so you took off the mandatory for profile picture, yeah?
he did. All right. So we're gonna have everybody on here empowered, and like I said, we will no longer be doing our calls on Zoom. We'll be doing. In fact, let me stop the YouTube.
Have